get to that breaking story. Search efforts are underway right now for any survivors in the wake of the deadly UPS plane crash right by Louisville's airport. Now, a shelter-in-place order still in effect for a smaller area this morning, but still in effect, and the airport itself remains closed. Our co-anchor Stephen Albritton is live there for us this morning as a lot is unfolding, and Stephen, crews have made progress overnight.
Yeah, they have as far as getting the fire out, but they really need that sunlight before they can really get in there and hopefully find more survivors in there. But here we are about 12 hours on from when that all happened. We're not sure what they'll find when they get in there. The airport is closed, but I've been checking inside. It is starting to come to life a bit. I've been checking arrivals and departures around 7 a.m. when things are supposed to start happening behind me here. We're standing in front of the runway. We're at the northern end of it right now. The UPS hub or the hangar is just to my left, and it's here where that plane started its takeoff, got past its point of no return, taking off at the south end of the airport before something happened, causing that plane to come down. We're going to show you video of the crash. It is terrifying to watch, but you can see the UPS plane taking off, only getting about 150 feet off the ground before diving back to the ground. The NTSB says they'll have about 24 investigators on scene this morning. They could be here for days to try to figure out what happened. You see flames coming from the plane and then the crash site. This plane was heading to Hawaii, and it was loaded up with about 9 hours worth of jet fuel. So as you can imagine, when that ignites, it's going to cause what you're seeing on your screen, those flames, the fireball, all that thick black smoke. Now, when that plane crashed, it hit two businesses, Kentucky Petroleum Recycling, also Grade A Auto Parts. At this time, we know at least 7 people are dead, 4 of them killed on the ground. Another 11 people are hurt, with 2 of them in critical condition. And that was at last check. We're expecting another press conference sometime this morning to get an update on that. First responders say those numbers, though, will likely go up as the sun comes up and they're able to get into that wreckage.
We can't be 100% sure how many people were there. There are some other homes in the area, so we went to all the places that we could check once we were on scene. But then you have such a large-scale area that was impacted by that initial crash, and you've got a fire that's covering almost an entire city block. So we're going to very, very carefully make sure we go back and check. Obviously, we hope that there were no other victims, but we're prepared to find those.
Officials have set up a family reunification center since the hospitals are not set up for that. So again, that shelter-in-place order still in effect for about a mile around the crash site at the southern end of this airport. And people locally are urged to stay away from that area, as when that plane went down, there are some dangerous chemicals in some of those buildings. And of course, the jet fuel that was burning. But that fire is out. Right now, we wait for the sun to come out. And of course, our sister station will likely have their chopper up so we can get fresh video and a fresh view of what happened on the ground. But those NTSB investigators have a lot of work cut out for them when they get on the ground, when they can get into their investigation. Reporting live in Louisville, Stephen Albritton, WLWT.
Hey man, welcome back to another episode of Exclusive Media TV. As always, I'm Freon, and I'm here to bring you the latest exclusive media content. So let's get right to it, man. Look, let's send a shout out, let's send a prayer to the 9 individuals and the 11 individuals that were injured during the UPS cargo plane that caught on fire yesterday in Louisville, Kentucky, near the Louisville Muhammad Ali Airport. Sad situation, man. I hate that for those people out there, man. Officials saying they're fearing that it might be more people because a lot of people weren't accounted for. So, man, I just hate that, man. That's my biggest fear being on a plane is, you know, something like that happening, man. So let's send a shout out and a prayer to those families, you know, that are affected by this. The plane was headed towards Hawaii with, you know, obviously UPS cargo on there. They said the left wing caught on fire. I'm not too sure how it caught on fire. I'm pretty sure more information will come out soon with that type of information, man. But at the end of the day, man, this is why you gotta stay blessed. You gotta stay prayed up, and you gotta be positive every day, because you never know when it's your last, man. I'm sure those people that got on that plane didn't think that day was gonna be the end for them, or the people that got injured, they wasn't expecting to get injured boarding that plane. So definitely hate to hear this type of stuff, man. But prayers to those families, prayers to everybody that's involved, man. Man, just a sad situation, man. I just hate to see this type of thing. Man, I know those families are really, really hurting. So let's give them a prayer. Let's keep them in mind, you know. Let's stop sharing the footage of the plane catching on fire. Man, let's just get them people the respect they deserve, man. But look, as always, if you like the content, like, subscribe. And as always, appreciate y'all for tuning in. 100.